Hello and welcome to Psychic Cafe. I'm Louise. Hey, I use tarot to help you do the inner work, heal yourself, and create the life that you truly deserve. I've currently got a free 5-day program. We're on day 2 right now. In fact, we're about to go into day 3. You're still very welcome to join it if you want to come along to it. You just need to sign up on my website, and the link is going in the chat right now. It's behealing.com/portal. If you put your name and your email address in there, then you can get signed up for that class. I've been doing live shows every single day with Q&As, and we've been going through this process, and people are getting a hearts from it already, and so you're very welcome to join that too. It's massive value, and you've also got the chance to win private sessions with me for each day of you being in there too and showing up and doing that work. So lots of reasons to come and do that. Now in this show, I won't be doing one question readings in here. They are actually a paid service on my website, and so if you would like a reading from me today, I will be pulling cards for you, but not to answer your questions kind of thing. You'll need to book in on my website. The link is there in the chat, but you can use super chat if you want something in here. So let's get some cards out for the collective first and see what the guides want to talk about today. I will be pulling cards out. Stick around because I'll pick a deck to get everyone a card out with a bit of guidance. If you're on here live with me, you'll need to be a subscriber for at least a minute in order to chat, because I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Are you new to this channel? Are you new to readings? Probably not if you're on here, but chat away. Really helps me out, helps the algorithm show people I'm on here live as well, so do chat away. Say hello, say where you're watching from. Tell me what's going on for you. Okay, the cards for the collective. We're starting out with the Ace of Cups here. The Ace of Cups is the falling in love card. It's new love, it's new feelings. And it doesn't have to be falling in love with a person. It could be falling in love with a new hobby, falling in love with your life, falling in love with a new house, falling in love with a pet. It could be anything that brings new feelings to you, much better feelings. Opening your heart up. Sounds good, doesn't it? And then next up we've got the World, and so this is about transitions. It is about end of one chapter, start of a new chapter, a better chapter for you, where your needs are being met, your heart's desires are coming true. If that sounds like something you want to do, go on. Why has it got noisy all of a sudden? Go on my website, behealing.com/portal. Sign up for my free class. You can catch up, don't worry. And you don't even need to catch up. You can just join us where we're at. And yeah, we'd love to have you as part of that. But in that, I am teaching how to manifest with some simple spiritual practices. Hey, Sandy. Some simple spiritual practices that we do each day. It'll only take 15 minutes of your time each day, unless you want to come to the live, and then that'll be like half an hour or whatever extra to answer your questions. And yeah, come along if you want to manifest these life-changing stuff, because it just feels like I've just done the Q&A now, the live Q&A. It just feels like this is connected with what I was talking about in there, about the power that we've got to manifest what it is that we want and how to tap into that spiritual power. So do join us in that. You can watch all of the replays of the Q&As and the classes so that you can catch up. How are you doing, Sandy? Are you good? Are you playing along in the portal sound too? Have you been doing that? Queen of Wands is the next card. Queen of Wands is the Law of Attraction card for me as a reader. It's when we start drawing toward us what it is that I want. I had an aha today in the live Q&A that I'd manifested something that I didn't even realize until I started talking about it. But for the last I guess since 2012, 2011, maybe 2010, I've been very focused on like masculine and feminine energies. I had a shop at the time, and I was doing my neurotherapy, EEG biofeedback. I was doing massage. I was doing psychic readings. I was doing energy healings, and working 3 days a week in that shop. I was sharing it. It was like a one treatment room place, and I was sharing it with another practitioner. He did 4 days a week, I did 3 days a week. I did Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And at the time, I didn't want to work like that. It was too restrictive for me. It wasn't flowy enough. I kind of started to resent being in the shop when I didn't want to be there. Maybe I was on my period. Maybe I was just low in energy. And it wasn't like I wasn't flowing with. I wanted my business to be able to flow with the energies. I wanted to be able to not work when I was on my period, and I wanted to go within and do that introverted kind of self-nurturing inner kind of work. I wanted to flow with it like that. I wanted to live my whole life like that, and my business to be arranged around that. And so I just had these intentions. Anyway, it came about that a lot of people would try and book in with me on Sundays because people would have day outs. I used to live in a beautiful place, of course, holiday place, and of course, because I always live in places like that. And so people would drive there for the day to have a day out on Sunday, and they would try and book in with me for a reading at the same time. And I was fully booked on Sundays. And so, yeah, people would ask, like, try and book in, and I'm like, oh no, you're fully booked. How can we do this? I really want a reading. And I said, well, let's do it on the phone or do it by email. And so I'd give them my bank details to pay me, and then there were so many of them. In the end, I just put a PayPal button on my website. I already got behealing.com, and it was, I don't know, it's just information that I can't even remember. I put the readings on there, and I put a PayPal button on there, and of course I shared it on social media. Like, oh, you can now book in with me at any time. You know, you don't need to come to the shop and say that you can't book in with me to do that, because you can just buy it now. Well, it went off. And then I'm like, this is cool. I got to the point where I was in the shop, and I didn't even want to be in the shop. I didn't want people to come in. I just wanted to do the online stuff. And I'm like, I can give it up. I can give up the shop now. I can work from home. I can do this from home. I'm really focused on the behealing.com and doing my energy healings and my readings and doing webinars and putting classes together and all kinds of things like that. So I've been doing this for a long time. And that allowed me to work in this kind of more feminine way, in the flow and all of that kind of thing, which suits this line of work so much better. And on from that, so I was continually making these decisions to be in that feminine state, to be able to be in that flow and all of that kind of thing throughout this business, never wanting to really offer anything within my business that locked me in, until I got to the point where it's like I'm of the energy that I can show up every day, like this 5-day class that I've got going on at the moment. I'm feeling good. I can show up for the next 5 days. It's all good, you know. And so, yeah, I just didn't want to make a framework for myself that wouldn't allow me to be in the flow, because I don't just teach this, I live it, right? It's most important to me that I live it first, that I am the embodiment of all of my teachings. Because, yeah, selfishly, I want to do that, you know? I'm not teaching you anything that I'm not doing myself. And so I realized today, when I was in that live show, living here is a manifestation of that, because I was talking on how the Thai people are, and the Burmese people here, very different than Western people, especially the men, and they take care of the women here. They take care of everyone here, but especially the women, and that's not something that happens in the Western world anymore. I think it was something that used to happen when I was very young, but it's not anymore. It's like everyone, each for themselves kind of thing, that independent kind of thing, no one taking care of anybody but themselves. And what I've realized is actually living on this island is a manifestation of those intentions that I set, of me being in the feminine, because here I receive a lot, you know. The men, they won't watch a woman struggling doing something for herself. They do it for you, like straight away. It's just expected of them in this culture. The men are here to provide this container. It's a divine masculine way of being, and to take care of the women and to take care of the children and all of that. It's not a woman's job to do all of that. It's not a feminine trait. That's a masculine trait to do. And so they do it here. And so I've got into that receiving more. Receiving, learning how to receive was very much a focus of mine in Be Healing. If you look at my blogs, you'll see that years ago, it's still all in there. Click on receiving on down the side of the blog on BeHealing.com, and you'll see all my years of trying to figure all of this out. I thought it was a wrongness in me that I didn't know how to receive. It just turns out I was in the wrong environment. And so what happened? The universe put me in the right environment. It put me in a country where they do take care of the women, where you can receive. And then when I got here, I had to go through the whole process of softening up and allowing myself to receive from them, because at first I thought they were trying to rip me off. I thought they were all Westerners in disguise. I thought that that they just wanted something from me. They didn't want to help me out at all. They were just trying to rip me off or fool me in some kind of a way. And if they weren't, they were trying to help me. They were like literally completely different kind of culture. And once I realized that and allowed myself to receive from them, it was safe to receive from them. And now I receive a lot. And it's only today, after speaking it through in the live Q&A today, I'm like, dang, that was a manifestation. That was a manifestation because of my focus. Yeah. My incorrect focus of what's wrong with me that I can't receive. There's nothing wrong with me that I can't receive. And I see so many women asking questions like this. What's wrong with me that I can't get a good relationship? Oh, there's not good relationships to have in the Western world. There's not. There's very, very few men that are even capable of a healthy relationship because they've not been taught to do that. They've taught that masculinity is not that. They've been taught that masculinity is predatory, that they use women as a resource and as prey to get what they want out of them. Nah, it's not wrong. It's not you. It's not you and a problem with receiving. It wasn't me and a problem with receiving. It's not me and a problem with in getting in a relationship at all. It's the lack of that being in the environment available to us. Because it showed up for me a few months ago. Somebody arrived on the island. We went out for drinks, a friend of a friend, and we hit it off. And we ended up in a relationship at the end of four days. But he was leaving, which is such a shame. But he had that divine masculine in him, of taking care of me and all of that, being attentive. He wanted to know me. He did all the things that most Western men don't. And so I have had that experience. It is available, but it's very, very rare in Western men. And so I say that because a lot of the time, and I see looking back, the things that I've tried to manifest, if they weren't available in the environment, the universe has just moved me. But like, well, let's get her to move to a tropical island. How can we get her to do that? I see that they planted clues when I was living on the yacht. And we were talking about where we're going to sail to next. I'm like, let's sail to Thailand. I don't know where that came from inside me, but I said that. Another clue was, we were watching, when I was on the yacht, we were watching, I don't know, we were looking through a book or something. I saw whale sharks. And I'm like, I really want to see those in real life. Well, they're all over the place here. I haven't seen one yet in real life, though. That was another. When I was working, so after that relationship ended and I moved off the yacht, a few months down the line, I was working on a yacht. And they kept on mentioning this island in a derogatory kind of a way, because this is like a mecca for scuba diving. And I was working on a yacht, but it was part of a scuba diving company that I worked for. And the skippers were so derogatory about it, like, if you learned here on Koh Tao, it wasn't really worth much, and it was much better if you'd paid a lot more money and learned it somewhere else, which is not true. We've got world-class dive instructors here that work everywhere else too. The dive places that they're talking about, it's the same staff. They work here sometimes and then they go somewhere else and then they work there. Same staff, same courses, exactly the same thing. It's just cheaper here because it's cheaper here. Because it's cheaper to live here. It's cheaper. Things are cheaper. And so it doesn't make it second class. Anyway, so I'd heard about this place too. And then when I met a terrible guy and had a relationship with him, he wanted to travel around Asia. I went with him, even though like that relationship was not for me. But there's all these steps, right, that led me here, and I can see that they've been planting the seeds in me to come here. It was already been lined up for me to live here. I had no idea what it was an answer to. It was an answer to a lot of my asks. this island. So it's amazing what happens when we allow ourselves to move. And that's my long explanation for the Queen of Wands. It happens in the most magical ways. The Queen of Wands, she attracts these things to her, and it is weird, and we can't figure it out, and it's just like the weirdest path, and it doesn't seem clear. The universe and our guides and our higher self see the bigger picture, and we don't necessarily. Even me as a reader, they can give me a window of awareness on it, but it tends to be within this small time frame part of it rather than the big picture. In other words, me as a reader, if I'd have been a customer for myself, then I wouldn't have been able to piece all of that together as a reader. But we see it in hindsight, don't we? So we've got the Ace of Cups, the falling in love, the much better things ahead, the new feelings, something that is going to bring you better feelings. This could be the start of a relationship, the start of new work, or just the start of feeling better about your life. And then we've got the World, because end of a chapter, start of a new chapter. We've got so much change going on at the moment, and we need it. We need it. The world is a mess. And the world is a mess predominantly because of the patriarchy. It was a mess women up and it's messed men up, and we need to sort that out, because that's the foundation of all the problems that we've got. I'm not saying that men are the foundation of it, but no, it's a system that we've all been part of, but it needs to change now, because all of the problems that we have on this planet are down to that. If men hadn't been taught to be so selfish and be independent and all of that thing, and not take care of the planet and the people and their communities and their wives and their children, if they put all of that onto the women, and call that a feminine trait, if they hadn't have done that, if the society hadn't have done that, everything would be different now. All the other things, the planetary problems, the environmental problems, none of that would have happened, because the men would have had that priority to take care of everyone and everything. But they lost that because of the Industrial Revolution, and it all became about money and selfishness and independence, and it's wrecked us all. And so we can try and sort out all the other stuff, but the core of it, the core problem, is this masculinity, femininity problem that we have at the moment. And we've got change in time. So the Queen of Wands comes along and says, you're actually manifesting. It's not happening as fast as you want and as specifically as you want in short 1, 2, 3 time frames. What I mean by that is, you don't ask for something and then you manifest it. You've asked for a lot of things with your whole being. And then the universe is like, oh, I know what kind of a world Claire would really love. It's going to take 10 years to put into place, but, it's that kind of thing. And then we're like, where's that one thing that I asked for? Have you ever had that when you're trying to manifest something, you try and it doesn't show, and you're like, fuck this. You stop. And then 5 years later it shows up, and you're like, I was really focused on that 5 years ago. What the hell? And then it just showed up. It's just like the timing wasn't right. We have this time blinkers on. And we misunderstand what we're doing here. And we try and compartmentalize everything. But there's this bigger picture with our spirits. And a lot of us, especially you guys listening to me, we're here to be part of these big changes, to usher in these big changes and be a part of that too. Figure it all out together. And so, yeah. We've got a fork in the road next. Hey, Vicky. And unfinished symphony. So something that hasn't been finished in your life. Some kind of a theme that's been going on that you haven't put a lid on it yet. You haven't completed that learning. You haven't got to the pinnacle of why you were asking for it or what you wanted it for. Yet. It's... a choice is coming that will allow you to finish that or not. A fork in the road is a choice point, right? Do you want to do this or do you want to do that? And that fork in the road, it's a signpost. It's not going to say all the good things that you want and then the things that you don't want. It's not going to be that clear. Let's get more information. I think we need more information about that choice point, don't we? I got questions. So yes, join our class. It's called Portal. What's it called? Psychic Portal Zone, it's called. It's a 5-day class. It'll only take you 15 minutes a day, unless you come to the live shows, and then you'll need to put aside an extra half hour when I go live. You can just watch the replay if you can't come live. But, yeah, to make the most of these portals, we started on the 11/11, this program, but you're very welcome to join it now. Just go to behealing.com/portal. It's a process, and it's a process that you can do all the time. I wouldn't save it for just for portals. I'm just going to continue doing it all the time, because it works. It works. We've got invoking self-realization. So yeah, if you're listening to me, just sign yourself up, behealing.com/portal. Invoking self-realization. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. So awakeness, it is an ongoing thing. Woke to what? Awake to what? We have realizations all the time. We can always know more. We've got no end of evolution that we can have as a human being. We've got this limitless potential. We're literally gods. We are. And so there's no end to that, and so we can wake up to even more things, even more skills, even more power, even more, like power within ourselves, not power over other people, of course, but power within ourselves, our spiritual power and all of that. And so invoking self-realization, it just seems like people in like mainstream media have talked about woke as just like one specific thing, and when people say that they're awake, I question them about that. Awake to what? I mean, you can be awake to real health, or awake to, all kinds of things. Quantum mechanics. You could have woken up to like some spiritual truths, and they're not all the same either. There's woke to many things, right? And so, just like that concept of, what do they call it in spiritual things? When someone's reached the pinnacle, guides are saying that that's not a pinnacle either. Enlightenment, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as enlightenment. We have constant growth. There's always more to learn. There's always more possible. And so, self-realization, wokeness, enlightenment, all of that kind of thing is anti-flow. Anti and Uncle Flow. It's anti-flow. The universe is constantly expanding, as are we. The possibilities are constantly expanding too. It's a flow process. What's got to do with the price of fish? I don't know. The fork in the road. Let's ask about that. What's this choice point? Lots of people have been talking about this choice point, right? We've got a choice of timelines, it seems. We create it. Our consciousness is creating what's going on here. And we can either go, oh shit, the world's talking to shit, the world's turning to shit, and it's all going to go like pear-shaped, and it's going to be terrible things. Or we can go, this is our chance as human beings to create something new, to see the problems now as it's all really coming out. The gunk is coming out. It's like the earth is going through its acne festering stage at the moment. It's all coming out to be healed, and we can do it. We can do it and have a very positive outcome because of it. And so, which consciousness do you choose to be focused on? I know which side I'm on, but it's difficult because I did get in the weeds. I got in the weeds just because I am channeling energies that is going on, and it got very dark there in the middle of the year. And so my very job had me going, oh shit. But now I feel good. Now I feel positive. In my little microcosm here on my little island of joy and happiness. Even though one of my best friends is leaving tomorrow. How's everyone going, by the way? How's everybody? So, we're asking about the fork in the road. Tell us more about this fork in the road, this choice point that we've got. Life is just getting better and better for me right now, which is sorely needed because it's been a very difficult year for me personally. Cards, they just don't want to come out. Oh, we got one. The mother. There you go. Divine feminine. I told you, the core of it is about masculine and feminine energies. It's about us being total human beings again now. This lie that has been put out there that certain things are feminine energy, like empathy, like taking care of people, like taking care of the environment, or like providing for the family. It's not. It's a human being thing that's not feminine energies. And then we're like, oh, masculines just need to get more in the divine feminine energy. No, they don't. They need to get in a human energy, like be a full human being. They are not feminine traits. They are human being traits. They need to be full human beings. Yeah, for sure. Now it's smaller, Sandy. It's smaller, but it's different. So I've got a separate kitchen now, and that's really nice because I get to. Before, like, the kitchen was just part of the room, and so I'd always sit at my desk to eat. It's the only table that I had. There's a table outside, but there's too many mosquitoes outside there, and so it's just different. It's smaller and it's different, and I like it. No, my cat didn't come back, but my cat magnet has been activated the last few days, and there's one right out there right now. There's a couple of gorgeous cats that are like around here now. So I'm just like taking my pick. One of them with a dodgy tail, boy cat, already came in and sprayed in the kitchen. So I don't know. I would love to take care of him. He seems like he's feral. He's the only one that's wanted to eat in here. I think the rest are being taken care of. But I don't know whether she'll come back. I would love for her to come back. I don't know whether she's going to be happy here. Anyway. Cat magnet is activated. So yeah, back to the mother, divine feminine energies. If we sort out the problem of the patriarchy and of the masculine energy just really being lost. I mean, it's lost, isn't it? And all of that, then once men start taking care of their communities again and the planet, which is a masculine thing to do, then they'll have direction. Then everything will get sorted out. Everything will get sorted out. But, you know, the mother energy, divine feminine, is a big part of that. I feels like we're the way showers because we're the ones sensitive to these things. We're the ones that see the big picture. We're the ones that pull this information through. We're the ones that flow and respond. We're feeling it and saying this is not okay. Did anyone see that video of like a woman like whipping the army? It's like that divine feminine power that like, this is not okay. Men, what the fuck are you doing? This is not okay. All of this war and stuff like that, like, stop it. What the hell? We've got the temple. I just loved it, watching her. Like, they all had the army had like their riot screens up and stuff, and she had this huge whip, and she's just like, and she's yelling at them. Divine feminine power, like, this is not okay. We're the ones that feel it and we respond to stuff in our lives, right? And that is a valuable asset. And as such, we're part of the whole where we need to pass that on, and we need to tell them. And men need to listen. They need to listen to women now. Because men aren't tuned in that same way. They're not responders in that same way. But they do need to pick up what they put down before. The responsibility for the community and for the planet and for women and for children. They need to pick that up because they dropped that. They dropped that, and they shouldn't have dropped that. Okay, so we've got the temple next. So it comes back to this knowing who we are. It's like the inner temple, you know, knowing who we are, getting back to spiritual practices of knowing who we are. Our spiritual power as well. Tapping into that in my free course. behealing.com/portal. Sign up for it. 5-day course. Let's get more. I'm asking about this choice though. So we've got a choice. Yeah, the judge. It's what's wrong and what's right. And instead of trying to do spiritual practice spiritual practice inside of ourselves, which can look like this: the world is a terrible place. I just need to deal with it inside of myself, transmute it inside of myself, and keep on putting up with this shit going on. That is not it. That is not it. It's feeling it fully. This is messed up. I need to speak out about it. I'm feeling the consequences of this. It's unjust. It's terrible. The world is turning to shit. We need to speak out about that stuff, you know? It's giving ourselves permission to be the judge. There's some things that they're not right. They're not right. And when people are taking wrong directions like that, we need to speak out. Because the ones that are taking those wrong directions are the loudest, and they are being platformed by all of this media. This social media and algorithms are giving them a platform more than the likes of you and I. It's not right. What for? For money, for clicks, for attention. It's so wrong. And how has that happened? Because business is about that too. Business went from serving people. Like, remember when Facebook used to serve people, to allow people to communicate with each other, catch up, and you used to be able to see what was going on with people and all of that. It's the moment it became about money, it became really selfish, and it's not about serving people anymore. It's not about serving the community. It's not about serving people. They gave up. It's about serving themselves, about serving the dollar. And that's when they're like, oh, well, let's just have the algorithms promote the stuff that enrages people, because that gets more attention and we get more money. No divine masculine would ever do that, would ever damage people, the community, for money. No divine masculine would do that. And so this is the core of the problem. And this is saying the mother, the temple, and the judge. We get to choose. So we speak out about that. Like, enough of this trying to sort it out within ourselves. That has been such gaslighting. Spiritual gaslighting of like, there is nothing wrong. Just sort stuff out within yourself and you can change this. It's like, no, we've got a co-creation going on here. And when people are like, you wouldn't say that about your kid, right? You wouldn't say that about your kid. Like, what you see your kid, you know, perfectly good kid, really sweet kid. They go to school, they get befriended by the wrong one, and then we go, oh, it is what it is. We wouldn't do that, right? We'd tell them, like, you know, as soon as we started seeing those signs that they were being corrupted, we would step in and do something about that. And this is what Divine Feminine is being called to do now, is to step in and do something about that. Be outspoken about it. Don't just allow people to carry on down these dark, dark paths and say nothing about it, nothing about how it's affecting us, nothing about how it's making us feel, nothing about what it's doing to the world. Because Divine Feminine, we are the responders. We're the ones that feel it. We are the ones that see it. We're the ones that see what it's doing to the family. We're the ones that see what it's doing to the planet. And I'm not saying like men don't do that, but men don't have those same innate gifts that women have of being the responder to the energies that are around. Some of them can do that kind of thing if they are in the divine masculine energy. But, yeah, majority no. So the choice is standing up, speaking out. We're seeing more and more women doing it now. And this is that divine, feminine, powerful energy of... We've had this. Like, women are very powerful. We are the ones that stand up and say, no, this is wrong. You know, it's the grandmas that do that. Remember, it's the grandmas that do that. It's not the grandpas that do that. They're generally the ones causing chaos. It's the grandmas that stand up and say, this is not right. So we need to do that. Grandmas. But it's looking good. It is looking good. Better feeling. Choosing better feeling things. For everybody. Right? So, who would like a card? I'm going to get a manifestation card for everyone that stuck around listening to my rant. We're living in such interesting times. Such interesting times. Okay. Manifestation cards. What do you all think about it anyway? What I've just been talking about. The Secret Manifestation Cards by Rhonda Byrne. It's just becoming my thing in this show to pull one of these out for everyone. My yesterday's card was Be Aware of Your Power. Yeah, sometimes I've kind of squandered my power and focused on the wrong things, but I need to be more on it, and I am more on it. This 5-day course is really helping me to get that spiritual discipline, manifesting discipline going again. Who am I doing this for? I'm going to start with me, selfishly, because we've got to put ourselves first. We've got to fill our cups first, right? What do I need to know? And then I'll get one out for you, ladies. Ladies. We had a winner already. Well, we've had 2 winners already. Patricia won the 1-question reading in the class 1, just for taking part, for either commenting on the live show while we're live, or I don't think she'd done that. I think she'd posted on the post. No, she'd been in the live show. And today's winner, I just picked them randomly from everyone that has posted in the live show, commented in the live show, and posted on the class 2 thread in our Facebook group. I just picked randomly I use a random number generator once I put all the names in there. And who won that? Mary Newton won that, which is a mini energy healing worth 49 Australian dollars. Tomorrow's prize, class 3, for doing those things, for playing along, is a private reading with me worth $70. And so, as if it wasn't valuable enough, that course itself, you also got the chance to win with me too. Okay, mine is Change Your Mind and Change Your Life. This is what I'm doing at the moment. I am going through a transformation at the moment, and it's wonderful. I feel so much better. I feel so much more open. Moving house does that, right? Change in location, change. I had to get rid of a load of stuff to move here as well. And so that helps, that clear out, and I've been more intentional, and as a result of it, and getting into new patterns too. So I have been changing my mind, changing my life. No matter what you might have manifested, you can change it with one small positive thought and then another. I like that. That's my card for today. I'll put it on that. Remind myself. So to go with that flow of positive changes, we get on this upward spiral, I call it, and then just, never dropping the ball, never getting complacent, never stopping it, continuing these practices. That is that spiritual discipline. I'm a very disciplined person, but there's some things I do drop the ball and get lazy on because I'm a human being. Okay, Sandy. Thank you for being here, ladies. Excuse me. I haven't eaten yet today. I think I'll just wait up for lunch. I ate in the middle of the night, in fact. I can't sleep. I am not one of these people that can sleep hungry. I just can't. And I woke up in the middle of the night because it was stinking hot in here. It was 29 degrees, my fan said. So I had to put the aircon on because I woke up sweaty. Not a hot flash, just, normal. It's too hot in here. And then once it was cooled down here, I couldn't get back to sleep because then I was hungry. So I had to get up and make myself something. There was lots of activity outside. No one else could sleep too, apparently. We are being bombarded with sun stuff at the moment. Electromagnetic stuff. Sandy, I'm finding it very hard to get you a card out. There's sideways sliding going on. Sandy, please. What is with my throat? Looks like it might rain. I hope it does. There's something really nice about collecting rainwater, showering in it, getting all natural. You got 2 cards, Sandy. Change your whole life with gratitude. Gratitude is riches and complaint is poverty. It's the golden rule of your whole life, whether it's your health, job, relationships, or money. Sandy, do what I do. Get yourself a little notebook. Write down all the stuff that you receive each day. I haven't started day 3s yet. I'll do that after this call. And just write everything down that you receive. Be it a smile, be it some money, be it a house plant, some fresh coconut, some bananas. Just write it all down, and that is how I foster my gratitude. It's not so much about gratitude, it's about taking note. If we just blind to stuff and we go on autopilot, and so many people say this, like, I've not manifested anything. It's like, but that's impossible. The stuff that's happened in your day, you're just not noticing it. You've got to notice these things. That fosters the gratitude. It's more about noticing, taking note of something. We are programmed, like our subconscious mind is programmed to be negatively biased, and so we will dwell on the negative stuff. Well, we need to turn that around and use our conscious mind to dwell on the positive stuff instead. And I find that by having a little notepad like this and writing down everything that I receive, allows me better to dwell on that. Because I'll fill it in like a few times a day, and then the next day I look at it and go, oh, I missed this out and that out and this out. And just looking at it again fills me with gratitude over and over again. It's like, oh wow, yeah, I did receive that. I'd forgotten about that. It's really cool. So yeah, I highly recommend doing that, especially for money. Because money can be a hard one to focus on, I find, and feel gratitude for. Especially when you don't have enough of it, right? Or you perceive that you don't have enough of it yet. The earth turns on its orbit for you. Just for you. Just for you, Sandy. The oceans ebb and flow for you. The birds sing for you. The sun rises and it sets for you. The stars come out for you. Every beautiful thing you see, every wondrous thing you experience is all here for you. It really is. It really is all here for us. We could be living, if we all got our shit together, we could be living in paradise. Now, it is an earth school here. It is a school, so we've got duality going on. Yeah, so there is always going to be learning and stuff like that. But it is here for us, and there is a bounty of abundance here for us. There truly is. And sometimes it's so hard to see that as truth when we're experiencing lack. And so that's why we've not got to drop the ball. That's why once we get into a good place, like I'm in a good place at the moment, I have got to keep these things going and not fall back into complacency and autopilot and stop doing these things. I don't want to experience that pain and that suffering again. I don't want to. I don't want to. Vicky, you're up next. You're very welcome. These are all good reminders, hey. I love that the manifestation thing has come back around in my energy, and with an emphasis on our superpowers. And if you're in my class, you'll know what our superpowers are, because there's a very important part of each class each day, and it's of the activation part of it. But if you're in the class, you'll know all about that. I've also, I was supposed to be channeling a third book for the series of the Orbital Reborn, then the Orbital Initiation. The third one is the Orbital Riddle, and they haven't given it me yet. They were about to channel me, but I needed to move house, and I'm like, I need a break. I've got too much on my plate. You're gonna have to give me this book later. And then my guides are like, okay. And so they put like this veil in front of it, and I can't access it. And I've said to them like recently, okay, maybe I'm ready. Maybe I'm ready for that book to come through. And I think they're kind of showing me, I think they're planting clues, and it's in what I'm doing at the moment, and it's got something to do with those activations and our power. Anyway, I'll let you know. Have you read my other 2 books, the ones that I published this year? The Orbital Reborn and the Orbital Initiation. I highly recommend getting them. But of course, they're my books. Okay, Vicky, this is you. Gratitude is the great multiplier. It is. What we focus on, the good things that we focus on, like taking note of it and writing it down, multiplies it, because what we focus on increases. We get more of that. Even though we're not saying it, even though we might not be saying it in our mind, more of this please universe, more of this please universe, that's what the universe is hearing from us, what we're focused on. And so if we are on autopilot and we're just letting the subconscious mind point out the shit the things that we don't like, and then dwelling on that. We're saying more of that, please, universe, more of that. Oh, we don't want more of that shit. We don't. So it's they're available on Amazon. If you go to my website, behealing.com, you'll see the books on there, and there's like links through to Amazon to get them, paperback and Kindle. behealing.com. This gratitude is a great multiplier. Excuse me. I'm losing my voice. Okay. Set the universal forces in your favor for tomorrow. Tonight, before you fall asleep, go back over your day in your mind and replay each good moment, feeling genuine gratitude for each one. This practice ensures the universe will make your tomorrow a day filled with good moments and plenty to be grateful for. Cool. I don't tend to do that. That's what you got yesterday as well, Vicky. Well, there you go. I don't tend to do that. I don't like to hype myself up before I go to sleep like that. I've done these practices before, and it really hinders my sleep, so I don't do that. This works for me best. I don't hype myself up with it. I just feel like genuine gratitude each time I look at it, and so I just have that like next to my desk somewhere. I'm going to see it quite a few times a day, because I come and go from my desk a lot throughout the day, and just writing it down and then looking at it, it really helps. It really helps. And I have a little celebration, especially when money comes in, because that's been my sticking point lately. In this year, really. Well, in my whole life, really. My voice is just saying, like, no more. Don't talk anymore, Claire. I've been talking since 8 o'clock. I've been talking for 2 hours non-stop. You do yours in the morning. Yeah, do it more often. It's the great multiplier. But I like that practice of like going through the day and then imagining how you'd want it. And if it was how you wanted it, which mine generally is. Cool bananas. Voice is packing in completely now. It doesn't want to carry on, so I'll stop here. Thank you, ladies, for coming along. You're starting a journal. Yeah, I journal as well. That's a different thing. This is just more of this is what I receive. Writing it down. I also write on it as well, just how easily can I manifest $5,000 by the end of this challenge. I write that at the top of it. So I'm about to write that again on day 3, and then I'll start listing the things that I do receive today. One's already come in. 56.71 payout has just come in, so that's added. You're welcome. See you tomorrow. Bye. Bye. I can't speak anymore.